The future of marketing in 2024. Hi, I'm Nick Bonitatibus, and on today's episode of Home Care Digital, we are diving into some of the newest trends that are happening right now so that you can stay ahead of the curve. Earlier in the year, I had the opportunity to attend Traffic and Conversions, which is this massive, incredible marketing event held by Digital Marketer. And to me, there's no better digital marketing conference. It's always the top trends, the newest things. It's why I love going back every single year. This year was in Vegas. As you can see, met a lot of really awesome people, but also it's always nice to see what's going on in the industry, what's going on in digital marketing as a whole. Are the things that I've been doing and teaching, not only for myself and my business, but also teaching to my clients, is still the most relevant and things. And every year I go, I'm reminded that I'm doing the right things, but then also have big takeaways and things that I'm seeing of where to focus our time. And so those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today based on a lot of the sessions and events and conversations, presentations that I saw throughout the event. So one of the big topics naturally is social media. It's a digital marketing conference, and we know that social media drives results. It's huge. It's a massive opportunity for brands to grow their brands, to grow their sales, to increase their online presence. And one of the things that was really interesting is understanding the algorithm. And the algorithms are constantly changing and evolving. And if we are not aware of how these algorithms change and adjust, then we can't thrive. And so it's really important that we're staying top of mind. And we're going to talk about some of the algorithms in a second here. But the other thing that they talked about is just understanding that what your goal in business is and understanding that you are solving problems for people. And so everything that you do when it comes to digital marketing should be focused on understanding your key audience problems and also showcasing that you are the solution. And so if we're not understanding exactly who our customer audience is, right, and what their problems are, in this case, right, when it comes to home care, we know that the person that we're most likely speaking to is actually the daughter, the eldest daughter of the client. And so a lot of our marketing can then be towards that individual person. What are some of their problems? Well, they're in the sandwich generation. They're trying to manage their own family, their own kids, while also trying to take care of their loved one, right? Maybe they're burnt out. They're the family caregiver. They're taking care of them, right? Maybe they live in another state. So these are understanding different problems that they're having. Maybe they're worried about their loved one falling, right? All of these things address concerns. And so often we jump to the solutions, which is the services that we offer in some cases, instead of focusing on, hey, how are we addressing these individuals' problems, making sure that we understand their problems and that you are in fact the solution to their problems. One of the things they also brought up was the importance of niching down and focusing on a niche. And I've talked about this in other videos. Naturally, this video, for me, I focus on home care and helping home care businesses. And so the same way that I've been able to niche down, from my understanding, I have zero competitors. There's no one that does what I do in the home care space. It's very unique, at least from my knowledge, right? Which gives me a massive advantage in the space. When it comes to home care, a lot of you guys, it's the same business, right? You're providing a caregiver and you're going to somebody's home. That's the service that you're offering. And so niching down into specific areas, whether it's live-in, dementia, Alzheimer's, focusing on these key areas can be really impactful to really honing in and being that expert in that niche so people can better refer you. That's the biggest thing. And one thing I want to make a note of when it comes to niching down, just because you niche down doesn't mean that you're going to miss out on people that aren't in that niche. If you focus on dementia, it doesn't mean that people who don't have dementia aren't going to call you. So it's really important that we understand how we're marketing our business, how we're solving their problems, because if we do niche down, right, and we are focused on dementia, then we can address a whole new other level of problems that come with, an example, again, in using dementia in this case, problems that they're suffering. Hey, are you worried that your loved one's going to wander off, right? This happens. These are common concerns, right? There's a lot of things and problems that come up when someone's suffering from dementia. And so being able to solve that problem becomes really important. So some of the other things that they talked about, I mentioned that I was going to talk about this, is the algorithm first. So the thing that's really changed, and TikTok was a big kind of influencer in changing the game in how social media platforms are now being generator, they're focused on algorithm first. And so for so long, it was always about getting followers. And when it came to Facebook and Instagram, people only really saw your posts if they were following you. And then if somebody shared your content, then you would get in front of new audiences. But now, because it's algorithm first, it now often offers an opportunity for new creators to get into an opportunity to get in front of more people, right? Which is cool. For people who have a smaller audience, it opens up that opportunity to get in front of a grander audience. So from that standpoint, it's nice. But from the other side, if you have been trying to build your followers, you're trying to get people to like and subscribe to your page, but now all of a sudden they're not even seeing your content because it's focused more on the algorithm. Which then goes to show that it's super critical that we're actually creating great content when it comes to social media, how we're marketing, and understanding that just posting and hoping that your followers are going to see it is not good enough anymore because it's focused on the algorithm. And so we got to lean into that and really think about, hey, how are we creating really great content that a lot of people want to see that is also within our niche? And so certain keywords that we're using all plays a factor into getting that additional exposure. Now, the thing with algorithm first, and that being a focal point, is that there is one medium that is not algorithm first, is email marketing. When it comes to email, this is one of the most underused mediums when it comes to home care. I talk with so many of my prospects, people on the phone, clients, they do not have any email marketing strategy at all. This is a huge missed opportunity, especially as I just mentioned with the changes in the algorithm. And so when we understand that social media becomes really tough now to get in front of our key audience, email is still our number one follower first. Somebody subscribes, boom, you're now able to contact them. You're building this list. And this is something in general that every business should always have in gathering emails. One thing that I noticed too when it comes to home care, there's businesses that have been around for sometimes 10 years and they have all these emails and they've never done anything with them. That is a huge missed opportunity in really leveraging email marketing. And so this becomes really impactful too because we can use email marketing to drive to certain social media platforms. So if we have a new YouTube video, boom, we can use email. Hey, go check out our new video. So we know that now at least the content that we're creating is getting in front of our key target audience. So now, if it is algorithm first, maybe our videos are being shown to people who aren't even in our network, who aren't even a prospective customer. And so when we leverage email, we're making sure that we're getting in front of our prospects, we're getting in front of our referral sources, we're getting in front of our caregivers, right, on a consistent basis through leveraging and utilizing email marketing. Now, there's a couple different aspects of email marketing. One, again, this is a big aspect of just like nurturing your leads. When we understand from a prospecting standpoint that just because someone contacted you does not mean that they're going to go with you. And so when we can stay in front of people on a regular basis, providing value, right? We're not just like buy our stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, where people actually want to get our emails, it can be this really powerful tool. This particularly when it comes to recruiting is a really important aspect of, hey, how are we staying in touch with somebody that maybe applied, they were going to come in for an interview and then they fell off. Hey, maybe that's a great person that we can bring back in. You don't know what happened. There's a lot of circumstances in why people fall off, right? I know this happens in my business all the time where somebody will be really interested and then all of a sudden they're just busy with stuff. And so if we're not following up with them, staying in front of them, then we lose that lead, we lose that prospect. So we want to make sure that we're leveraging and staying in front of them, and using email marketing can be a really powerful tool to do that. Now, what is the most common form of email marketing? I would say is a newsletter. This is a big one. And so I ask you, do you have a home care newsletter? This is something to think about. If you don't, it can be fairly easy to implement, but regardless, this is essential for email marketing and it doesn't have to be over complicated. That's the one thing when people think about email marketing, like, oh my God, what do I do? There's so much to do. It's so hard. It's really not that complicated. We just want to send a regular, consistent email. That's why I like newsletters. Like nurture sequences and campaigns can be complex and how you're setting them up, right? The automation that goes with it. Whereas a newsletter or a broadcast is like, hey, you write up this email with content in it and you send it out to your list. Like it can be that simple. It just needs to be prioritized. But what people often don't realize is how effective it can be. If you send out this email and you get one client from it. In home care, the average cost of a 24/7 case can sometimes be $100,000 a year in revenue. So send out those emails. It is worth it to push this out if it can drive results, getting in front of your referral sources. Yes, you're going and you're doing direct referral marketing, you're getting from them, but what if you can get in front of them online, right? That's where social media comes into play, connecting with them on LinkedIn. That becomes an aspect too, and how we're leveraging that aspect of it, which I'm going to talk about in a sec. But really understanding that a newsletter can be really powerful. We want to focus on these same aspects, right? Educate, entertain, and provide value. And this is the same thing with social media, right? When it comes to marketing, it's not about selling. It's not about sales. Stop posting about your services. Stop emailing people about your services. Focus on providing as much possible value as you can, showcasing yourself as a resource so that people want to work with you. Lead with value, lead with education, where people are really excited and want to be on your newsletter. So for example, right, what we do with a lot of my clients, what we do with my videos, we send our newsletter is our educational video. Each week, I'm sending a new video, just like this one. Maybe you got an email from me, and that's why you're here watching this video, right? What I'm saying, I'm doing because this strategy works. We're staying in front of people, we're getting people to watch our content on a regular, consistent basis and doing a way where people look forward to it. I've had people say, Nick, I love your newsletter. I've had them tell other people at events, oh my gosh, you got to sign up for Nick's newsletter. That is the power of a good email marketing strategy when we have a newsletter that people actually want to sign up for. If you're not on my newsletter, you can go to digitaltamps.com/newsletter. So next, one of the things that can be really powerful that they talked about the event is also video. This is not changing. This is not going anywhere. Utilizing and leveraging video is one of the most impactful and powerful things that you can do in your market. And again, I'm not just saying that this is what I do and helping my clients to do. This is what they're saying at the event, right? Everyone is using and leveraging video marketing from multiple aspects, from YouTube to TikTok to social media, right? Just so many different ways in how you're leveraging and utilizing video. It is so powerful, right? Video is the best medium. It generates leads, increases sales, increases conversions, increases SEO. This is powerful right now. This is specifically YouTube, and there was a lot of talks around YouTube, which, excited me, but also understanding that just video in general is a really powerful platform. One thing I want to note real quick so that I can come back to this video, TikTok recently just started doing horizontal videos and promoting it. And I just think that is so funny because TikTok was basically revolutionizing and changing from the horizontal to the vertical format. And so it just goes to show you we're going back around to this YouTube format. We got to record in full horizontal and then we can repurpose for vertical. Although in this case, if TikTok is now saying that they're utilizing horizontal and recommending that creators post horizontal, now what? It's going to change the game again. Things are evolving, things are changing, and again, this is like brand new creators, people who have high-level accounts are talking about this because they're getting notified from TikTok. I didn't get a notification because I don't have a big enough following on TikTok, but that's okay. It's not the point. The point is that these changes are happening, and now it offers an opportunity to post these horizontal views. So I digress. YouTube, video in general, we're creating the content, we're posting across so many other social media platforms. The other thing they talked about the event was LinkedIn. This was really great because one of the things they mentioned was reach business decision makers. This is huge. I talk about LinkedIn for referral sources all the time, and I've done a bunch of videos, so I'm not going to go into all of the different aspects of LinkedIn. You can go check out some of my previous videos where I've talked about LinkedIn and how to develop those referral sources, but just understanding that this is where high players are, like CEOs. They're not on necessarily social, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, but guess what? They're on LinkedIn. I recently connected with the CEO of Jack in the Box because I met him in person. Boom, now I'm connected with them on LinkedIn. That's powerful. These are good networks, right? These are people that we want to develop and grow. The other thing to understand, average income is $126,000 versus Facebook is closer to, I think, $70,000 or $40,000 to $70,000 is like the average income when it comes to the other social media platforms. So in regards to your target audience, who's got money, private pay, right? LinkedIn can be really powerful even just in your local network, not just from referral sources, but really making sure that you're staying in front of these top people in your area, in your community, people that you knew from high school and college, people in your target demographic that you serve, building that connection can be really powerful in driving greater results, getting in front of the right people. That's the big thing. The right people, and LinkedIn has the right people. 96% of B2B content marketers use LinkedIn for organic social marketing. Really powerful. And then LinkedIn in collaboration with OpenAI. So that's actually a new feature that they're talking about that they mentioned at the event. I didn't know a ton about it, but I wanted to make a note that LinkedIn is going to be the platform to be on because they are adapting and they're doing collaboration with OpenAI, right? So that becomes a really powerful resource in how these things are going to connect, specifically with how you may be using LinkedIn SEO. You know, a lot of times you can post articles. That's a way to do SEO. And that's what I do. You can go to my LinkedIn channel. You'll see we post blog with our video, and then there's SEO rankings based on that content. So a lot of really cool things that LinkedIn can do. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is AI. This is just honestly insane in what's happening with the technology and how AI is evolving. It's something that I haven't gone crazy deep into. I definitely use it, but not in the same way that a lot of other people are utilizing. But this is 100% the future. In one of the cases that they showcased at the event, they showed how somebody automated a podcast where it was not their voice at all. They just used AI to replicate the voice. The AI created the script and then even had a conversation. So they used AI to replicate two people's voices and then had them have a conversation and then publish the podcast. It was pretty insane. Not to mention the AI technology of making similar videos like this. This is also known as talking head videos where you're talking to the camera. That is 100% AI.
Is this AI right now? Who knows?
No, it's not that good yet, but it's getting really close. And to see what's happening is going to really change how marketing is done, what's real, what's not real, when people can so easily create content without even doing anything, and for be able to do it as if it's an individual person. It's going far as where they're even creating AI accounts for brands. So they create this AI person and they put it in Instagram and they say, you know, this is an AI person. It's all AI generated images of this individual, right? It's just crazy in what's happening with AI. And so if this is something that you're kind of avoiding, I get it. It's a rabbit hole to go into, but it's something to make sure that you're aware of, that you may start to dive in and just get some basic understanding of how it's being used, what it can be used for, how you can start to integrate it in your business, because the businesses that don't leverage AI are going to fall behind so quick, and it's going to be a massive competitive advantage for those that are using and leveraging it. So I know I went through a lot. Hope that helps, right? Focus on a couple of these different areas, right? Understanding email marketing is so powerful. YouTube, LinkedIn, AI, all really powerful tools. These are the things that are changing the game when it comes to digital marketing in 2024. If you like this video, be sure to hit that button. Talk to you soon.